Have you ever had that feeling, that kind of nagging sense that life is just, well, happening to you?
Yeah, like challenges just keep piling up. Maybe opportunities seem to go elsewhere.
Exactly. And you try, but real contentment feels, I don't know, just out of reach.
It definitely makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is there some secret? Or are some people just, lucky?
Well, today we're diving deep into a really fascinating idea, something these sources we've looked at, especially one called the rational path to a flourishing life, suggests could change that whole experience.
hmm And it's a powerful idea, maybe even a bit surprising at first.
It is. They basically propose that good things happen in life when you think rationally.
Which sounds simple, but there's a lot packed into thinking rationally.
There really is. And our mission today isn't just to skim the surface. We want to dig in and pull out the most powerful, the most actionable insights from these texts.
Right. To really get a handle on how cultivating this kind of rational, thoughtful thinking isn't just a nice extra.
No, it's presented almost as a direct shortcut, a path to, well, more sustainable happiness, better problem solving, maybe even a more purposeful life.
It's quite a promise.
It is. So get ready, because exploring this might genuinely transform how you look at life's challenges and its opportunities, too.
Okay, so where do we start on this path? We want to think more rationally. What's step one, according to these sources?
Well, interestingly, it's not about some complex mental trick. It seems to start somewhere simpler, though maybe not easier. Facing the truth. Straight up. And not just the easy truth, but the ones that, make us a bit uncomfortable.
Yes. Facing reality head on. And it's crucial because not doing it has a real cost, doesn't it?
That's what the sources emphasize.
It's more than just being stuck. It's the energy drain. Think about it when we avoid something uncomfortable, maybe a flaw or a problem in a relationship or just a tough situation.
You're constantly working to maintain the illusion.
Exactly. You're burning mental, emotional energy, just keeping that denial going. It's like a hidden cognitive load.
That makes sense.
So the insight is when you finally do accept the truth, even a painful one, poof, that wasted energy is freed up.
It's like taking off a mental break you didn't even realize was on.
Precisely. Leading to, well, more freedom and actual peace of mind. It's
Right.
quite direct.
That idea of denial as an energy drain is really powerful. For you listening, maybe think about a time you knew something deep down but avoided it.
A project not going well, a habit holding you back.
Right. How much energy did you spend not facing it? And what could you have done with that energy if you'd faced it sooner?
Okay, so we face external truths. What's next? The journey seems to turn inward then.
It does. After looking outward, the focus shifts right back to us, because knowing yourself deeply is just as foundational.
When not just like navel gazing.
No, it's about a rigorous, balanced self-assessment, something the sources suggest many people struggle with.
How so? What are the common pitfalls?
Well, two main ones, apparently. Either evaluating yourself too negatively, focusing only on flaws, maybe driven by past stuff.
The inner critic working overtime.
Totally. Or the flip side, seeing yourself in this overly positive light that's maybe not quite reality, often as a defense.
Right, rose-tinted glasses about oneself.
Yeah. So genuine self-knowledge needs that unbiased honesty, seeing both strengths and weaknesses clearly.
It's about clarity, not harsh judgment.
Exactly. And the sources suggest asking some pretty direct questions to get there.
Like what?
Things like, what am I genuinely good at? What specific areas do I honestly need to improve? And maybe, what do I really want to become?
Those aren't just idle thoughts, are they? They're tools for actual self-development.
Pretty much, like a diagnostic for your own growth. So you listening, think about that. Which way do you lean? Too critical, or maybe glossing over things?
Try asking those questions. What's a real strength? What's one thing you genuinely need to work on? What's the vision?
Okay, truth, self-assessment, but then there are emotions. Big, messy human emotions. How does rational thinking deal with those without just shutting them down?
That's a really key point. Rational thinking isn't about being emotionless. It's about managing emotions mindfully.
Okay, so how does that work in practice?
Well, the sources explain that when strong emotions hit anger, sadness, anxiety, our rational brain, the prefrontal cortex, kind of takes a back seat.
The emotional brain takes over.
Right, the limbic system drives the bus for a bit.
Yeah.
But techniques like deep breathing or just consciously pausing,
Giving yourself time.
yeah, they create this sort of cognitive gap. It physically gives your rational brain a chance to catch up and re-engage.
So it's almost a physiological shift, not just a mental one.
It seems so. It starts with just noticing and accepting the emotion, not fighting it. Then, crucially, you pause and ask, why am I really feeling this? And what's the wisest response here, not just my gut reaction?
That pause and those questions, they stop you from just reacting impulsively.
Exactly. Prevents those actions you might regret later.
We've all been there, haven't we? Sent an angry email, made a hasty promise.
Oh, absolutely.
So for you listening, think about one of those times. How might pausing, taking that breath, asking those two questions, how might that have changed things?
A practical tool.
Definitely. Now, here's something really interesting the sources highlight. A major source of unhappiness for a lot of people.
Okay, what's that?
This constant search for approval from others, always looking outside for validation. Rational thinking offers a different way.
Letting go of external validation, that's huge.
It is, and the sources are careful to say, seeing your own worth isn't arrogance.
Right, it's not about being conceited.
No, it's about genuinely recognizing and accepting your own abilities, your effort, your progress, even if you're not perfect yet. It's an inner thing.
A kind of quiet self-confidence that doesn't need applause.
Exactly. And when you cultivate that, it changes everything. You can make decisions more freely without constantly worrying what will they think.
Allowing you to live more authentically according to your own values and goals.
It sounds incredibly freeing.
It really does.
So, you listening, think about a time you held back, hesitated on something you wanted, just because you were worried about judgment.
What would it feel like to act from your own values, your own sense of worth, regardless of that outside noise? What might you do?
Okay, let's talk about worry. It's universal, right? We all do it.
Absolutely. Yes, seems baked into the human condition.
But this deep dive shows rational thinkers handle it differently. They don't just let it consume them.
Right, they seem to transform it. How do the sources describe that?
Instead of letting worry paralyze you, they suggest turning it into like constructive questions, using it as fuel.
That's counterintuitive. Worry is fuel.
Yeah. The insight is that the energy behind worry, if you channel it right, can be motivating. So instead of just replaying disaster scenarios,
Which is easy to do.
very easy, you shift to asking specific, actionable questions.
Such as?
Like, okay, how can I prepare better for this thing I'm worried about?
Hmm.
What practical steps can I take to reduce the risks? Or simply, what can I actually do right now to improve this situation?
So it moves you from passive dread to active preparation.
Exactly. It gets you out of that anxiety spiral and into planning, strategizing, facing the challenge with more confidence because you've actually thought it through constructively.
That makes a lot of sense. It gives you back a sense of agency.
Totally. So, for you listening, pick a worry you have right now, big or small. Now, try reframing it.
Ask those questions. How can I prepare? What risks can I reduce? What one action can I take?
See if that shifts anything. Now, another really key insight from these sources. It's about control.
Understanding what we can control versus what we can't.
Precisely. And the sources are pretty blunt. Wasting time and energy trying to control the uncontrollable is a guaranteed recipe for stress and unhappiness.
It's about where we focus our limited resources, isn't it? Our attention, our effort.
Yeah, and the sources give examples of things often outside our control.
Like the past, definitely. Other people's actions or opinions, big economic shifts, natural disasters.
Things we just can't dictate. And the rational approach isn't to get angry or despair about them.
No, it's more about releasing your grip on them.
Exactly. Accepting what you can't change doesn't mean giving up. It means being smart enough to redirect your energy.
Putting that energy towards things that are constructive, things within your influence.
Right. And that shift is what leads to actual progress and ultimately more happiness.
It's strategic energy allocation, really.
That's a good way to put it. So think about your own life, listening now. Are there areas where you're pushing against something unchangeable?
A past event. Someone else's behavior.
And what could you do with that energy if you redirected it to something you can influence today?
Okay, so facing truth, self-assessment, managing emotions, self-worth, transforming worry, accepting the uncontrollable. What about when things just go wrong? Bad events happen.
They do. Failures, losses, disappointments, they're unavoidable. And this deep dive isn't about pretending they don't happen.
It's about how we recover from them.
Yes, how to recover effectively and maybe even benefit from them in the long run.
So how does rational thinking help with that recovery process?
The core idea seems to be that real recovery starts with understanding what happened, not just reacting to it.
Moving beyond blame, maybe, blaming ourselves or others.
Exactly. Instead of getting stuck in blame, the encouragement is to actively look for the lessons, the meaning within the event.
Even when it's painful.
Even then. But asking questions like, okay, what did I actually learn from this? And how can I use this experience, this knowledge, to my advantage going forward?
So it's about extracting value from the difficulty.
Yes. And that understanding, that search for lessons, leads to something powerful: forgiveness.
Forgiveness for yourself, maybe, and for others involved.
Both, it seems. It allows you to move forward without carrying all that heavy baggage from the past.
And ultimately makes you stronger, more resilient for the future.
That's the idea. You don't just recover, you grow.
That's a really constructive way to look at setbacks.
It is. So, for you listening, think about a past difficult event, something maybe you've tried to forget.
Could there be lessons or insights still waiting there if you approached it with understanding instead of just pain or blame?
It's worth considering. So, if we bring all these threads together, this deep dive into rational thinking,
What's the main takeaway?
well, it's definitely not about being emotionless or cold. That seems clear.
No, quite the opposite. It's about integrating wisdom and clarity with our emotions.
Right. Using that wisdom to manage life better, navigate all its complexity, and crucially, it's presented as a skill.
Something you can learn and develop, not just something you're born with.
Exactly. A skill that the sources strongly suggest will bring positive, lasting changes to your life.
And there's that underlying promise, isn't there? That when we really practice these things, facing truth, honest self-assessment, mindful emotion management, seeing our worth, transforming worry, accepting limits,
Life just gets better.
it becomes more peaceful, more purposeful, and genuinely happier. It's not wishful thinking. It's the logical outcome.
When we change how we think.
Good things really do start happening more naturally in our lives. It follows.
That really is a profound thought to end on. If simply changing how you think can so deeply alter your experience.
Hence you wonder what's possible.
It does. So what's the very first small truth you're willing to face? Maybe. Or that one worry you're ready to start transforming into proactive questions, starting today.
That first small step.
That's where the journey begins. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the rational path to a flourishing life.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We really encourage you to keep exploring these ideas in your own life, one thoughtful, rational step at a time.